Shalom. This is the Israel Advocacy Q&A video number 3, where I take questions from students and of all ages from all over the world who have questions about what's going on in Israel now and how to advocate for Israel in current situations. Both questions of current events and questions of historical facts. So here's our first question: is about what do we do now that the Iran deal is signed? Well, right now we're going to start planning on future legislation to make sure that, number one, the deal is kept to, and number two, that there are enough ways to make sure that Iran doesn't commit terrorist attacks or sponsor terrorism at greater lengths, as they're already doing, unfortunately, as the reports say today in the paper, and to make sure that there's no way in ever that Iran could get a nuclear weapon. So look forward to a bunch of legislation that's being written and planned right now that we'll be lobbying for probably, I would guess, in about 2 or 3 months. And the second question comes about rock throwing again in Yerushalayim and the surrounding areas and on the mosque, which hopefully one day will host a Beis HaMikdash. What's the law and what's going on about it now? Well, the laws have changed about a month ago to double the jail sentence of anyone throwing a rock. But now Bibi Netanyahu has allowed for snipers to take shots at people throwing rocks if they're going to harm civilians. While that might seem obvious, that actually wasn't the law beforehand. The law beforehand was that soldiers had to fire rubber bullets or pepper spray or gas to get the protesters and the rock throwers away. Now they're able to use live fire. So that's going to be a difference in the tactics being used and hopefully act as a much stronger deterrent for rock throwers in the future. Lastly, going through our presidential candidates today, we'll cover someone by the name of Rand Paul, who's a senator from Kentucky. He's only polling at about 4%. At one time, they thought he actually could win the thing. Rand Paul comes from a line. His father was a congressman for years from Texas of libertarians. These are members of the Republican Party who feel that the government should be extremely small. Most government agencies should be shut down, and foreign aid should be limited. Now, Rand Paul used to be of the opinion that even foreign aid to Israel should be shut down, which obviously got many of us nervous. He's since changed his opinion, not sure if it's out of political necessity or he actually has a different feeling that Israel should be supported. He was against the Iran deal, is not willing to rip it up on day one when he gets into office. So that's today's Q&A. Send in your questions and hope to be able to answer them. An easy fast and a meaningful day to everybody. Shalom.